Ladies and gentlemen, being chosen is not a position of privilege, it is a position of responsibility. When you are chosen, you are called to something greater than yourself. This is not just a title, but a life filled with sacrifices and challenges that test your resolve, your purpose, and your faith. The cost of being chosen is not light, it is a weight that must be carried with grace and integrity. But it is through the sacrifices you make and the challenges you endure that your true character is formed. The first cost of being chosen is understanding the weight of your responsibility. It is one thing to be selected, but it is another to understand the magnitude of what you are chosen for. The call to greatness is not for personal gain, but for the benefit of others. Being chosen means that you must be ready to lead, influence, and make a difference in the world. Your every action becomes a reflection of the responsibility you carry. The weight of leadership can feel overwhelming at times, but know that it is through this responsibility that you will truly discover who you are meant to be. Your purpose demands that you rise above your circumstances and lead others with integrity. Another challenge that comes with being chosen is the sacrifice of comfort for growth. You cannot achieve greatness without embracing discomfort. You cannot grow without stepping outside the boundaries of what feels safe. The road to your purpose is paved with obstacles that are designed to mold you into the person you are meant to become. These trials are not meant to break you, they are meant to stretch you, to push you beyond your limits, to help you grow into the fullness of your potential. The sacrifice of comfort will not always be easy, but it is necessary for your transformation. If you desire to be great, you must be willing to endure the fire of challenge and discomfort, knowing that it is in this fire that you will be refined. One of the most profound challenges that comes with being chosen is the cost of isolation. Leadership often requires separation. You will find that as you rise higher, the crowd becomes smaller. Those who are chosen often walk alone, separated from the noise and distractions of the world. It is in the quiet moments, in the solitude of your calling, that you find clarity and purpose. But the price of this isolation is high. Relationships will be tested, and you may find yourself distanced from the very people you love. The challenge lies in understanding that your calling requires a level of focus that others may not understand. It is through this isolation that you find your true strength, your true identity, and your true purpose. And then there is the challenge of enduring criticism and misunderstanding. When you are chosen, you will face opposition. People will not always understand your decisions, your journey, or your purpose. They will criticize you, judge you, and question your every move. The cost of being chosen is the ability to endure this criticism without losing sight of your mission. It takes resilience to continue moving forward when the world is watching and questioning. But understand, this criticism is a sign that you are on the right path. The more you rise, the more resistance you will face. Yet it is in this resistance that your character is built. The cost of being chosen is the ability to stay true to your mission, to remain focused, and to rise above the noise. Lastly, the cost of being chosen is the challenge of consistency and discipline. Being chosen does not mean you can rest on your laurels or rely on past achievements. Every day you must work to maintain your focus, your discipline, and your commitment to the purpose at hand. Consistency is key to success, and discipline is what will see you through the toughest of times. The challenges of the journey will often make you want to quit, to give in to distractions, to lose your focus. But the true cost of being chosen is the commitment to stay the course, to continue even when it feels like all is lost. It is the ability to keep pushing forward even when the results are not immediate. Being chosen is a call to greatness. It is a call to lead, to influence, and to serve. But with this calling comes sacrifice. It is a cost that will test you in ways you never imagined, but it is also a cost that will shape you into the person you were meant to be. Understand that your journey is not just about personal achievement, it is about the impact you will have on the world. Your sacrifices, your challenges, and your growth are all part of a greater purpose. When you choose to embrace the cost, you will not only fulfill your destiny, but you will also leave a legacy that will change the world. When you are called, it is not simply an invitation to do something, it is a divine responsibility that requires your full attention, your heart, and your very soul. The call is not always clear in the beginning. It may come as a whisper, a quiet pull in the depths of your heart, or even a loud crash of realization that shakes you to your core. Regardless of how it arrives, one thing is certain: it is an invitation to rise higher, to step into the fullness of your potential, and to become the person you were always meant to be. But the call is not without its weight. It is easy to think that being called means you are chosen for privilege, for recognition, or for fame. The reality, however, is that when you are called, you are also called to carry a burden of responsibility. It is a responsibility that requires your commitment, your energy, and your focus. The call to greatness is not about you. It's about the lives you will touch, the difference you will make, and the legacy you will leave behind. Your call is not just for your benefit, it is for the benefit of others, and that is the first thing you must understand. Many are called, but not all choose to respond. When the call comes, there is a choice. You can either ignore it and continue to live as you are, or you can embrace it, knowing that the journey will not be easy. The choice to embrace the call requires a shift in your mindset. You must understand that this call is not about doing what is comfortable, it is about doing what is necessary. It means stepping out of the shadows of fear and doubt and stepping into the spotlight of your true purpose. The call requires that you let go of the comfort of the familiar and the safety of mediocrity. With the call comes the responsibility to lead. Leadership does not always mean being in front of a crowd. Sometimes it is simply the ability to inspire those around you through your actions, your choices, and your character. True leadership requires that you make decisions that may not always be popular, but they will be right. It demands that you have the courage to stand alone when needed and the humility to collaborate when necessary. Leadership is about setting the example, being the role model, and living a life that others can look up to. Your choices, your integrity, and your work ethic will speak louder than any words you could ever say. Along with leadership comes accountability. To answer the call means you are accountable for your actions. You cannot take on the mantle of responsibility and then shirk from it when things get difficult. The call demands that you be accountable to yourself and to others. The world is watching, and it will hold you to a higher standard because they are looking for someone who is consistent, dependable, and unwavering. When you take on the responsibility, you take on the duty to follow through, to show up, and to give your best at all times. You are not just living for yourself anymore, you are living for the greater good, for the legacy you will leave behind, and for the generations that will come after you. But with the responsibility comes sacrifice. The call demands that you give up certain things: comfort, time, relationships, and at times even your own desires. To be chosen is to be set apart. It is to live a life of intentional focus where every decision you make is in alignment with the purpose you have been called to fulfill. This is not a call to live for yourself, it is a call to live for something greater. The sacrifices will not always be easy, but they will always be worth it. In accepting the call, you must also accept the responsibility that comes with it. You cannot expect to live a life of greatness without encountering difficulty, opposition, and challenges. The call will stretch you, refine you, and shape you in ways you may never have imagined. It will test your patience, your resolve, and your faith. But remember this, every test is an opportunity to grow. Every trial is an opportunity to become stronger. And every obstacle is an opportunity to learn. The responsibility is not a burden, it is a privilege. The call is a reminder that you were born for more than just existing. You were born for purpose, for impact, for greatness. It will require your entire being, your heart, your mind, and your soul to step into the fullness of who you were created to be. It is not an easy path, but it is the most rewarding one. It is the path of fulfillment, of purpose, of legacy. And when you embrace it fully, you will find that the responsibility you carry is not just something you endure, it is something you cherish. Because in carrying it, you are becoming the person you were always meant to be. Sacrificing comfort for growth is one of the most powerful decisions you can make in life. It is a choice that demands a shift in your mindset, a commitment to your own transformation, and an unwavering faith in the process. Comfort by its very nature is a place of security. It's where you feel safe, where everything is predictable, and where there is little to no risk involved. But the danger of staying in this place of comfort is that you prevent yourself from reaching your full potential. Growth cannot happen in a space where you are not challenged, where you are not stretched, and where you are not forced to confront the limitations of what you believe is possible. To grow, you must first recognize that the road to greatness is not easy. It's a journey filled with uncertainty, hardship, and obstacles. But it is in these very challenges that the seeds of your transformation are planted. Each time you step outside your comfort zone, you take a leap toward a higher version of yourself. Growth requires discomfort. It's the catalyst that forces you to evolve, to break free from the patterns and limitations that have held you back. Think about the strongest steel. It is made stronger by the heat of the furnace. The diamond is shaped by pressure. It's the same with you. It's the struggles, the discomfort, and the moments of uncertainty that forge you into the person you are meant to become. There is no real growth without change, and no change without sacrifice. Sacrificing comfort is not easy, and it's not something that happens overnight. It's a continual process of letting go of what feels good now for the sake of what will be better for you in the future. Sacrificing comfort means having the courage to face your fears and to push through the resistance that rises within you. It means letting go of the easy path and choosing to do the hard things that will ultimately lead you to a place of true fulfillment. It's about being willing to take risks and accept the possibility of failure, knowing that failure is just a lesson in disguise. The path of growth often means walking away from things that once brought you comfort, relationships, jobs, habits, or even beliefs that no longer serve you. These things may have kept you feeling secure, but they also kept you stuck. Sacrificing comfort requires you to be honest with yourself and to recognize that the familiar can become a trap. It's a quiet form of complacency that convinces you that you've reached your limit, that this is as far as you can go. But deep down, you know there's more. The fire within you knows that there's untapped potential waiting to be unlocked. The only way to access that potential is to leave behind the things that keep you anchored to mediocrity. Stepping into discomfort is the gateway to your growth. Every challenge you face is an opportunity to stretch beyond your limits, to develop new skills, and to become more resilient. When you choose to step outside of your comfort zone, you send a message to your mind and spirit that you are ready to evolve. You become someone who does not shy away from difficulty, but someone who embraces it as an essential part of the journey. Growth requires boldness. It requires the bravery to stand in the face of uncertainty and say, I will not shrink back. I will push forward. And yes, there will be moments of doubt. There will be times when the discomfort becomes overwhelming and you wonder if you made the right choice. But it is in those moments that you must remember the vision you have for your life, the purpose that is driving you forward. The path of growth is not linear, it's filled with setbacks and challenges that test your resolve. But each setback is just another step toward your breakthrough. When you sacrifice comfort for growth, you are investing in your future. You are saying yes to becoming the person you were always meant to be. Sacrificing comfort is an act of faith. It's the faith that the discomfort you're feeling now will pay off in ways you can't yet fully understand. It's the belief that on the other side of every challenge, there is a new version of yourself waiting to emerge. You don't know what the future holds, but you trust that by choosing discomfort, you are aligning yourself with your highest purpose. Growth never comes easy, but it always comes with rewards. It's through sacrifice that you build the strength to overcome whatever lies ahead. So let go of the familiar, embrace the discomfort, and trust the process. As you grow, you will become more than you ever imagined. The cost of growth is worth the transformation it brings. Isolation and the price of leadership is a theme that runs deep for those who are chosen to lead. Leadership is often glamorized, seen as a title to be sought, but few truly understand the cost it requires. Leadership is not simply about being in front of a crowd or holding a position of authority. It's about the internal fortitude needed to carry out the responsibilities that come with guiding others. Leadership requires sacrifice, and one of the most profound sacrifices is isolation. Isolation, though often misunderstood, is a necessary condition for growth in leadership. When you are chosen to lead, you must recognize that you are being set apart, not for personal glory, but for purpose. You will find that as your influence grows, the space between you and others will grow wider. People will begin to see you differently because the nature of your calling requires that you make decisions that others may not understand or may even oppose. In these moments, you must be prepared to stand alone, not because you have to, but because your purpose demands it. Your leadership is a beacon, and sometimes that light must be shown from a distance. The isolation of leadership is not necessarily physical, it is often emotional and spiritual. Those who lead are called to make decisions that others may not be able to make, to take stands that may leave them at odds with friends, colleagues, or even family. This can be an incredibly lonely place. It's not easy to carry the weight of a decision that you know will affect many lives, and it's even harder when the people you care about don't understand or agree with the path you've chosen. Yet it is in this space of loneliness that you find clarity, strength, and resilience. Isolation forces you to look inward, to dig deep into your own character and purpose, to confront your fears, your doubts, and your limitations. It strips away the distractions and allows you to focus on what truly matters, fulfilling the vision that has been entrusted to you. But with isolation comes an essential understanding: you must learn to lead even in solitude. True leadership is not about the applause of the crowd or the comfort of being surrounded by like-minded individuals. It's about being strong enough to stand by your convictions even when you are standing alone. It's about continuing to press forward when the path ahead is unclear and the support you once relied on is no longer there. You must learn to listen to your own inner voice, guided by purpose and integrity, and trust that the journey you are on is the right one, even when others question it. Isolation also teaches you the importance of self-sufficiency. Leadership requires you to be whole within yourself before you can be of service to others. You cannot lead from a place of insecurity, doubt, or dependency. You must be grounded in who you are, unwavering in your beliefs, and secure in your purpose. The world will try to shake you, test your resolve, and make you question your decisions, but it is in the solitude of leadership that you learn to trust yourself. This is where you develop the inner strength to face challenges, to make tough decisions, and to lead others through turbulent times. Moreover, isolation can be a powerful tool for personal growth. It's easy to get caught up in the noise of the world, in the demands of those around you, and in the desire for external validation. But isolation offers the rare opportunity to quiet the noise and focus on your growth as a leader. When you are alone with your thoughts, your goals, and your vision, you have the space to reflect, to refine, and to recalibrate your strategy. It is in this space that you become the leader you were always meant to be. The price of leadership is isolation, but this isolation is not a punishment, it is a privilege. It is the space where you are refined, where your character is tested, and where your vision is clarified. While it may be uncomfortable, lonely, and at times overwhelming, isolation is the crucible in which true leaders are forged. The world may not always understand the sacrifices you make, but if you are committed to your purpose, you will find the strength to embrace it. Leadership is not for the faint of heart, it is for those who are willing to stand alone, fight for their vision, and continue moving forward, even when the journey feels solitary. Isolation is the price you pay for leadership, but it is also the space where you become who you were meant to be. In the end, criticism and misunderstanding are not the barriers they seem to be, but the very tools that shape us into the individuals we are meant to become. They are the tests that strengthen our resolve, deepen our character, and clarify our purpose. As you face the challenges of those who do not understand your path, remember that your worth is not determined by their perception, but by the vision you hold within yourself. You are not defined by the voices that seek to diminish your journey, but by the strength you show in rising above them. Keep your focus on the purpose that has been set before you, and know that each challenge you face only prepares you for the greatness ahead. You are chosen for a reason, and your purpose is greater than any obstacle or opinion that comes your way. Stand tall, be unshaken, and allow your life to speak louder than the noise of criticism. You are capable of enduring, of rising, and of fulfilling the calling that only you can carry. And in the end, the critics will fade, the misunderstandings will clear, and your legacy will stand as a testament to your resilience and unwavering faith in your mission.